Hello there, my very good friends. On today's wrestling news, the truth behind Ricky Starks showing up at Royal Rumble 2023.
WWE scoffed at this divisive Royal Rumble moment.
I forgot the year. We've got a major update on WWE's plans for Elimination Chamber.
And 2 missing wrestlers return on Monday Night Raw. Plus, as part of today's and finally, a prize giveaway. I'm Adam Wilborn.
And I'm Andy Murray.
And this is the news.
Ricky Starks, he was at Royal Rumble.
What an absolute
2023.
Peace.
Sure, you saw this. I think it was a still from a security camera.
Yeah.
He was there. He was walking around with Cody. He was doing Ricky Starks things. I thought his reaction to this coming out was quite funny. He tweeted something like, "Oh, damn, they brought GTV back," which is very good indeed. But yeah, you want to know why he was there? You want to know all of that? The scandal, the shock, the major developments.
Spill the tea.
Yeah, this happens all the time. He was just visiting his mate.
Yeah, friends.
That's all it was. Fightful Select have come through with the report on this, noting that Ricky and Cody stayed close even after Cody left AEW. Ricky, of course, came into the company through the TNT title open challenges in 2020, and this kind of thing actually happens quite often. Dolph Ziggler was at the AEW show in LA recently, and on top of that, Fightful note as well that Britt Baker would often go to NXT shows when Adam Cole was there.
Yeah, I know that because they'd show her.
Yeah, exactly. She was literally on camera at that one time. But yeah, that's literally it. Also, it's noted here that the Starks was actually backstage at WrestleMania last year as well, which was Cody's big return as well. So yeah, move along, nothing to see, I guess.
Yes, yeah. So we didn't report on this story initially because the story previously was wrestler has friends.
Yeah.
That was basically it.
Man on photograph.
Yeah.
That was it.
Like, don't get me wrong, I think Ricky Starks would do wonders in WWE. I would not be surprised if whilst he was there backstage, they were like, "Hey, you like it around here?" But it was his mate Cody was going to win the Rumble.
Yeah.
It'd be pretty cool to be there.
Yeah, it's nice. It's
Yeah.
just nice. Friends.
And he's so attractive.
It always goes the same way with Ricky Starks when we do these videos.
I can't help
But he's a
myself.
very good-looking man. So
Yes, exactly. But another interesting Royal Rumble development to fill you in on, Andy.
What you got?
What was your favourite part of the Royal Rumble? Was it Cody Rhodes winning? Was it Rhea Ripley winning? Was it all the mad stuff with the bloodline?
It was Nia Jax swearing. Actually.
Okay. Well, my favourite bit was Hardy's musical performance. But that wasn't an opinion shared by everyone, according to Fightful Select, who apparently say that Hardy's short appearance was, quote, scoffed at backstage. He, of course, performed his excellent song Sold Out. He was part of the introduction to the show. That was the theme of the... that was part of the... It was the theme for the premium live event.
I could beat Hardy. No, I could.
A less than stellar reception from fans and critics. Do you know why? Because musical performances at wrestling shows literally never work unless your name's Pitbull.
Downstate, sir, please show some respect to Cody. Yeah, I mean, I was furious with this, right? Because it was like 4:30 in the morning.
Easy, yeah.
The Women's Royal Rumble finished, and I was already fizzing, right? Because like there was a Braun Strowman vignette, and I was like, what has this got to do with anything? Obviously, they have to cover for the Peacock ads, right?
Yes.
So they have to fill in the gaps. But I was like, oh, I'm so tired. Just show me the main event. I really want to see this main event. And then it was like, please welcome country recording artist Hardy.
Don't take the ropes off,
Yeah.
for God's sake.
And they had I don't know, like it's not my kind of music, right? It's not for me.
Normally
but,
it isn't for me either, but...
it wasn't good. Yeah,
No.
was it? No,
I think me and Phil caught Skittles in our mouths and ate jelly on the street.
it was just like a crap show as well. Like there was bits where they were miming and there was bits where they were not. And
Yeah, that was rubbish. But you know what would have made it better is if they'd have performed at the end of the show after the Sammy Roman thing. Get Sammy out there. What a wall it's all that.
Imagine if they'd done the main event, then they'd done Hardy, and then they'd done the angle. Just wait around, guys. Just give us 10 minutes.
To be fair,
give us 10 minutes.
Sammy rocking out to Hardy. You may have sold me on it. Otherwise, though, WWE very happy with the show. $7.7 million live gate, which weird fans on the internet were celebrating as if that affects us in any way. And apparently the show closing stuff with Sami Zayn and the Bloodline was described as a curtain sellout, with everyone just loving it and gathering around monitors to watch it. And a very laid back atmosphere backstage too. So everything aside from Hardy, good stuff.
So they were happy with everything apart from Hardy. I actually feel sorry for the Hardy now.
It's like Sidgwick reviewing AEW, happy with everything aside from Hardy.
It's the poor guy. He just wanted to come in and play his weird butt rock country song. It was like I've only heard one of his songs, but it was like the perfect fusion between butt rock and like mall country.
Yes.
It was so interesting. Now like, people need to combine the two best genres of nu metal and rap metal, and we'll be perfect.
What was your end of life?
Post doom metal. It's my second favorite genre after I don't know what else is obscure.
The darkest ever theme.
Yeah, blackened grindcore. There you go. Right, let's move over. Let's talk about Elimination Chamber. Plans started to come together last night. So we learned on Raw that we're getting 2 chamber matches. One is for the United States title. We've had some qualifiers already. Seth the Chef Rollins has qualified, Johnny Gargano and Bronson Reed. Obviously Austin Theory will be in that, and there'll be 2 more to be confirmed for that match. Elsewhere, we're getting a contendership match for the Raw Women's title because Rhea Ripley is challenging Chaz Flair at WrestleMania. So, to fight for the right to face Bianca Belair, so far we're getting Asuka, Liv Morgan, Nikki Cross, Raquel Rodriguez, and there's 2 more spots there as well. Dave Meltzer has reiterated again for the second day in the row in the Wrestling Observer Daily Update that Sami versus Roman is going to be the headliner. That has been the case since October or November, and the Bloodline storyline becoming so hot has not changed a thing regarding that. Meltzer also notes that even though Brock Lesnar isn't currently scheduled for a match, he is due to be at the pay-per-view premium live event. Show. And additionally, WWE is of the view that because Roman versus Sami is so over at the moment, it doesn't really matter what else is on the show, which might explain why the men's chamber is for the US title and not something bigger. So there you go, your roadmap to WrestleMania 38 is drawn. That's how they drew it like this. That's why it's a bit confusing. Yes.
Yeah, the show's shaping up. I'm excited about it, like you say. To be fair, I'm not even surprised that they are still sticking with Sami and Roman. Obviously, you're in Canada, do it. What that means for WrestleMania, I think may well still be up in the air for WWE, despite Cody's insistence. He wants to win it all, basically. I mean, plans change, and there is a way I think you can pivot it and have Cody want the WWE Championship specifically, or just challenge for that. But I'm not going to get into the weeds with that, and I think we've even got a Twitter question about that a little bit later. Yeah, 2 chamber matches. Austin Theory has not got a great track record in the Elimination Chamber, if you remember what happened with him and Brock in Saudi Arabia last year.
That was funny, though.
And yes, I'm going to talk about someone else who's going to be potentially in the chamber in a second, but Asuka should win. It's really simple. It's really easy, that, innit?
Yeah.
Asuka wins and faces Bianca Belair, and you've got 2 sensational women's championship matches. But talking of the Elimination Chamber, a woman came back on Raw last night who could well be in it. But before we talk about her, we have to talk about this guy, because Rick Boogs came back last night. Oh, I was so happy. He's obviously been injured since, unfortunately, injured himself. I think he tore a quad at WrestleMania fighting the Usos.
He buggered himself right up.
Yeah, he's had a really tough recovery. Go and subscribe to his YouTube channel because he's brilliant on there. And yes, he returned to interrupt. Oh yeah, The Miz, he's right there. The Miz was bitching and moaning basically, and out came Postman Pierce and went, "Shut up, Miz, here's Rick Boogs," who beat him in like a minute. Shut basically, whilst Miz was moaning about having to be wrestling in his suit. Great to see Boogs back, and also great to see later on Carmella back. She's obviously had a really tough time of things outside of wrestling, but she returned backstage last night to confirm she is in a fatal 4-way match next week to determine who joins Liv Morgan, Asuka, Nikki Cross and Raquel Rodriguez in that Elimination Chamber. She's in a match with Piper Niven, Mia Yim, or Michin, I never know what we're calling her nowadays, and Candice LeRae, as Andy mentioned, winner of that Elimination Chamber facing the Raw Women's Champion. Just genuinely really happy for both people to be back doing what they love.
Yeah, absolutely. Boogs is massive. He's even more massive than ever.
Huge, isn't he?
What has he been eating and drinking and proteining?
Horse meat.
And creatining on his time. He's been killing it, obviously, in the gym since he's been away. He's gigantic.
Yeah.
Very happy that he's back. He's such a fun, silly man. I enjoy him a lot. And Carmella, really rough time away from the ring. So it's nice to see her back, getting back into the groove of things. I hope she's doing all right, obviously. Because that was a really rough situation. But yeah, it looks like she's going back to like the Princess of Staten Island type gimmick as well, which I think was her best stuff. Actually, that and her and R-Truth together, that was fun as well. But this is good.
Yeah, absolutely. Speaking of Rick Boogs, he's the first question in today's Twitter questions at WhatCulture WWE. If you want to get in touch with us. Has he been on? He's not been on, but I'll tell you who has been. Daysani Beauregard, who says, how long till Rick Boogs is put in a tag team with Elias? I give it a month.
Oh God, yeah, that would really kill my enthusiasm for the Rick Boogs return. I like the Elias gimmick to an extent. When it's a heel, it's fun, but I would try and keep them apart. I know though, like the music stuff, some lazy bugger will go, aha, let's put them together on TV, but I would prefer not.
Yeah, I'd have them. I don't know if they were even alluding to it backstage last week with last night with the Street Profit stuff, Boogs and Elias. So I sense that maybe where we're going. Anyway, another Symphony of Destruction match. Everyone. Wasn't the last one like a month ago?
Oh, remember
very recent.
The first one where they like killed
Didn't
Nakamura
gimmick a piano
for no reason. Why did they do that? Like,
yeah, I'd have Boogs. Yeah, stay either solo or be with a person that's actually over. If you ask me, and yeah, I could easily see him winning a mid-card title because he seemed. I don't know what the result would have been had he not got injured, but it certainly seemed like potentially him and Shinsuke Nakamura could have become tag team champions, so maybe that's something in the future. Obviously, he eventually also could be the guy who dethrones Roman Reigns because he's brilliant and I love him.
Obviously.
Starting up a posse gives us our second question of the day.
Is it a mean street posse? Shouts to Rodney.
It looks like that.
Okay.
I don't know about you. I don't know about you, but I kind of feel like WWE should have had Big E walk out with Kofi or Woods as a surprise feel-good moment during the Rumble. Thoughts?
That would have been nice. I think it'll feel a bit more cathartic though if it's like a Big E return and not like him supporting his mates, which is like they're obviously like those guys are so close.
Yes.
It would have been appropriate, but I don't know, like I think whatever Big E does on camera in WWE next should be all about Big E.
Yes.
Because of the horrendous injury he suffered in this really tough road he's had to endure. Lord knows if he's going to wrestle again. Yeah. But even if he just comes back and he's like, hey, I have to retire or whatever, blah, blah. I think it should be all about him.
Yeah, the most important thing is the stuff I've seen of him on social media recently. He looks really happy, and that's the most important thing. And yeah, if anyone thinks why me and Andy don't mention E's name when it comes to predicting surprises at the Rumble or whatever, look, we don't know what's going to happen with E. That is a really serious injury, and like you say, he may never wrestle again, and he should only come back to the wrestling ring if, fingers crossed, he does get to wrestle again when he's good and ready. And I just think, whilst I do agree it would have been a nice moment to have him out there, I wouldn't give fans any false hope until you know for certain that's going to happen. And I think if you bring Big E out, people might think, maybe he's going to be in the Rumble. Oh, I guess that means he's back in WWE. Just, like you say, if you're concerned about E, check his socials and send him a lovely message on there. He is genuinely one of the nicest men we've ever met. And, yeah, we just hope he's doing well, and I'm sure, he's happy for his boys, but we don't know what's going to happen in the future, but fingers crossed for Big E. Lovely man. Final question today comes from Audi? How are we saying that? A-U-D-I-E.
Audi.
Audi, who says, booking idea for Andy Murray and Adam Wilson. What if the litigious Paul Heyman uses the fact that Ray never got eliminated to try and screw Cody, and that is how they split the belts? Ray gets a throwaway shot that Dom could ruin.
That seems a bit like an overcomplication to me personally. It just seems like you're going from A to B to C to D to E to F to G to LMNOP. That's how the alphabet works. When you could just go from A to B to C and keep it more straightforward. The more I think about it, the more I'm against splitting the belts actually, because it feels to me like Roman's whole deal has been like, I've got both of these things. I'm the god, I'm the king, I'm this, whatever. It feels to me like the final moment should be someone dethroning him for both and then taking it from there rather than splitting them up. I think that's going to weaken this whole deal and potentially WrestleMania as well. So I wouldn't necessarily go down this route. I would no-sell the Rey Mysterio thing and just keep it as a logic gap.
The fact they just didn't mention it spoke volumes on Raw last night.
Yeah, exactly. I would just let that one drift away. Sometimes wrestling can be a little bit illogical. It's fine. I would have that very silly man, Cody Rhodes, do whatever he wants to do because he's so silly and I love him.
Yeah, it's an interesting idea. I agree with you. I think it's a little bit overly complicated and you don't want to muddy the water of, did Cody properly win the Rumble then or not? Like, he just said, I beat 29 men and won the Rumble. So they were like, cool, that's that dealt with then. And Ray's going to come back and just say, dumb you prick, you cost me a spot at the Royal Rumble, basically. And they'll just move on from there. Do you think, another question I'm just going to ask you on top of this, if they decide not to split the belts, at WrestleMania, they introduce one belt?
One massive belt. I do think that we're going to go down the route where we have 2 world championships with the different TV networks. Although that could change again if WWE gets sold to a TV network and I don't know, it's really complex.
Disney World title.
Oh my goodness, the Mickey Mouse belt.
I'll win it again.
That's you can't talk about murder on the news video. No, I don't think so. I think they will split them up, but I think they should do that after Roman's lost it.
Fair enough. Right, let's move on to today's and finally, which means we need Phil Chambers in here, and I can call him using this.
Actually, you know who blows that even stronger?
Oh, sorry.
Than you. There he is.
Wow.
Wow.
And Phil Chambers joins us right about now. Here is Phil Chambers, as if by magic. And Phil, behind you, you have made an incredible wheel, which is from our live stream from the Royal Rumble. Do you want to explain this?
Every single person who super chatted on our live stream, first off, thank you very, very much. It was a really successful stream and we had a blast. But all of your names are on this wheel, as you can hopefully see, spinning round and round and round, and then I will probably disappear at some point and make it click, and then we will select a winner, and you will win one shirt from WrestlingVintage.com. The good folks over there.
At Wrestling VTG, if you're going to go and check out their amazing designs. They've sent some lovely ones. You've got a Bam Bam Bigelow one.
Indeed.
I've got an Eddie Guerrero one.
It's great.
You've got a
Mankind one.
Of course, why did I even bother asking? Right, Phil, you go and set this up. As you can see there, look, I'll just read out some names. Eric Vasquez, Martin G, Just Darrell, Emmeline Pierce, Hazel Rock, all the names on there, load of names. And it spins, and the winner
round the wheel goes where it stops, nobody knows! Berserk 5583!
Congratulations to you. You win a brilliant top from the guys at Wrestling Vintage. So we'll slide into DMs, or you slide into ours. I don't really mind.
Yes, you slide into the DMs on WhatCulture WWE on Twitter, and we will sort it out.
Congratulations to you, Berserk5583. Thank you to everyone, as Phil said, who donated. Is that there? Thanks to everyone who joined us and donated. No, Mr. Real! And hopefully we'll do something like this again very soon. Congratulations, Berserk5583. Right, let us know your thoughts on the big wheel of prizes and everything we've discussed in the news in the comment section below. Like, share, subscribe to What Culture Wrestling, wherever you get your podcasts from. For daily wrestling podcasts, myself and the Dudley Boys sitting down to review Raw and to preview the show formerly known as NXT 2.0. Yeah, a little bit later on today. Oh, so hard! And you can let us know your thoughts and Twitter questions on Twitter at WhatCultureWWE. Watch there, follow both of us. Follow Andy Murray
at Andy H. Murray. The H stands for Hoop 7, the land before Hoop.
What could it be tomorrow? You can follow me on Twitter at Adam Wilborn. Follow us all at WhatCultureWWE. But for now, my thanks to Andy, to Phil, to the Eel, to Berserk5583. Thank you for joining us, and we will see you soon.